What up, guys? Secretary Nick here, and I got another deck for you. This time it's not another twist of another deck like Prank Kids, or, it's an actual deck I've been wanting to make for a while. Uh, Reason being I haven't was one of the cards was really expensive, but now it like dropped in price. But anyway, Infinitrack, Machina Infinitrack. Really fun deck. It's pretty disgusting what it can do. It can rank 10 spam. It can kind of negate hand traps, sort of. Or chain block, whatever you want to say. But we run, for the Machina package, we run 3 Machina Metal Cruncher when he's normal or special summoned. You can choose 3 machine cards from your deck, and your opponent chooses one randomly, and you get to add it to hand. He also can normal summon himself if there's no monsters on the field, but his attack is halved, which is fine, because you really use him for the second effect. Then we run 2 Machina Fortresses, because you can tribute cards from hand to special summon him out. They have to be level 8. They have to equal to 8. And that's not hard once per turn, so you can make 2 really fast if you have enough resources to do it. They have to be machine monsters as well. But if he's targeted by a card effect, you get to, by a card effect by a monster, you get to look at your opponent's hand and send 1 card to the grave. Doesn't matter what card. Really nice because you get to know what your opponent's doing. And if you bait out the Dragoon negate somehow, you can just have him, I'm going to ban it, send something from your hand. I only say Dragoon because everybody and their brother plays that thing. Everyone. If he gets destroyed by battle, you can destroy 1 card on your opponent's field. So that's kind of nice. Then we run Machina Citadel. I actually, at 1, we were going to run him at 2, but he actually is just really good recursion at 1, because if any of your machines get destroyed by your own card effect or your opponent's card effect, and he's in grave, he can special summon himself. Quick effect, he can pop one of your machines, including himself, and he's a 3000 attack beat stick, so if you quick effect to pop himself, you destroy your opponent's field with 3000 or less. Like if they have blue eyes deck with, like, I guess blue eyes, and what's the one that banishes the spells and traps? You can pop that and kill both of them, which is just a deck I know. Then we run 3 heavy freight train Derricrane. He's really good with Metal Cruncher, because if he's in hand, you normal summon out Metal Cruncher, you can special him out, because he special summons himself when you normal or special summon a Earth Machine. So you special him out. For Chainlink 2 and Chainlink 1 would be Metal Cruncher's effect to search for cards, so you block Ash. If he is detached as XYZ material, you can destroy 1 card on the field. And that effect is not a hard once per turn. So if you somehow have 2 on the field, and then you make a rank 10, it's dumb. It's really dumb, and I love it. That's it for the support engine that we got going on there. Then we run 3 Infinitrack Brutal Dozer. When I first saw this card, I thought it was kind of whack, because, like, it was the support card, one of the supporting cards that came out in, I can't remember what pack. It came out as a common, which kind of blows my mind that it's common. But if it's normal or special summoned, you can special summon another Infinitrack from deck, and its effects are negated. So that's cool, and you're locked into machine XYZ monsters or extra deck monsters. You're just locked into machines, which is okay, because there's only 1 card in our extra deck that isn't a machine, because we're replacing it for a pricey card. Really good. As per the usual of every level 5 Infinitrack, you tribute to special summon itself in defense position. Still really good. Then we run 2 Infinitrack Trenchers, because, excuse me, You can banish him from grave to special summon a level 5 or lower Infinitrack card. You could bump it up to 3. At 2, I find myself using this only 2 because there's only one card I like to get from the grave, which is the level 4. I can't think of the name right now. But then we run 2 Infinitrack Tunnelers. Somebody was running it at 1. That was the deck profile I saw. Really good deck profile, by the way, because he had Zeus, but we're not using Zeus. But we're running him at 2 for the Pot of Extravagance. Or not Extravagance, Avarice. Pot of Avarice, yeah. Because sometimes the second one comes up, like, a lot. Banish him, send 5 cards from grave back to deck, draw 2, good stuff. Then we run 2 Infinitrack Harvesters. You can add 1 Infinitrack card from deck to hand when he's summoned, and you can manipulate your Infinitrack cards to make a level 7, a level 6, or a rank 6, rank 7, and XYZ. I was using that there for a minute, but then I found a level 10 that's really good. Because the Infinitrack I was using was the rank 7 that made it to where if you detach material, it gains 1,000, and that was permanent, but I found a card better than that. Then we run Infinitrack Anchor Drill. If you normally special summon him, you can special summon out a Earth Machine monster, and then you can use his effect to target one other machine monster. Is it one other, or is it 2? I'm sorry. One other machine monster, and make their ranks, or make them the same level. So you can make a rank 8 really fast. Dingirsu was a go-to play. But his effect to be special summoned or special summon another machine monster isn't a hard one to turn. So if you get him to the grave and then somehow bring him back from grave, you can do it again, which is kind of cool. Then we run the 1 Super Express Bullet Train. This is the card I'm excited that isn't like $30 anymore. That was stupid. I wanted to run him in my Ancient Gears there for a while, but he was too expensive. Now he's like pennies. It's nice. If he gets sent to the grave, you can add a machine monster from your grave back to hand. There is a little bit of a not an infinite resource loop, but it's a really good resource loop between him and Gearbox. So in phase, he goes to the grave. He can special summon himself out. There's all machine monsters. Speaking of Gearbox, we're on 1 Gearbox. Everything's got 500 defense or attack, so it's really good for this deck. Then for our hand traps, we run the most overpriced common in the world, Ash. Then we run 3 Artifact Lancia. That's it for the monsters. The monsters, however you want to say it. Starts sounding like Joey. Then we run for the generic machine support, we run Urgent Schedule. So you can, it's great because it's a quick effect. You can run this at 3 if you want. At 2, I see it often, so it's no big deal. You can special summon a level 4 or lower and a level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck, and you can negate their effects, and you cannot declare attacks for the rest of the turn except for by machines, which like I said, the only card we have is in the extra deck. And honestly, if it doesn't attack, no big deal, because it makes everything else beefy. I don't know why I keep picking these up. Then we run 3 Heavy Forward. When it's played, you can add an Infinitrack card from, or is it Infinitrack Monster? Infinitrack Monster from deck to hand. If you have an XYZ on the field, you can either change its, you can only use 1 effective per turn, you can change its attack to defense, or you can add this card as a material. Usually you're using the second one because I don't really ever see myself using it the first effect. Like I said, the guy that was running Zeus would use this, which is really cool on Zeus. Then we run 3 Machina Redeployment. If you discard one, it has 2 effects. If you discard 1 card, you can add 2 Machina monsters. If you discard a Machina monster, you can add 2 Machina spells or traps, which you only have 2 Machina spells or traps, which is this and nothing in the trap, which we usually just go for the Machina monsters. So I usually go for Fortress and Citadel, tributing Citadel for Fortress's effect, so that way I can set up for the next turn or other plays I'm about to do. For the traps, if the deck would, or if my, we run 1, I almost said Royal Order, Imperial Order, because against Shaddoll it's great. Against Phantom Knights, not so much. Fluff's been on his kick. Phantom Knights, I had this on field and didn't really help me much. Just burned me a little bit and helped. It actually helps this variant of the deck to burn yourself a little bit, even if they don't have spells or traps, because one of the cards we're running makes it stupid. Then we run 3 Torrential Tributes because I really don't care if my stuff dies. Then we run 3 Machina Overdrives, which it can pop one of your monsters to special summon a Machina monster from deck or hand, and then if it's in the graveyard and you have 3 banished machine monsters, which sometimes you will, you can shuffle those back into the deck and draw 1 card. Really nice. Makes your opponent wonder what you're doing sometimes. Then for our extra deck, we run 3 Infinitrack Goliaths because it's a great generic link 1 for this deck. I wouldn't say generic, but it's a great link 1 for this deck. You link off an Infinitrack monster that's not a link. When it leaves the field, it can attach itself to any XYZ material or any XYZ monster. And if it's a machine, it's unaffected by card effect. So that's cool. Run through him. We run 2 double-headed Anger Knuckle. If he's on the field, you can quick effect tribute himself to special a level 10 from grave back to the field in defense position, and its effects are negated, which we really don't care about the effects because we're either setting up for them to do some. We want our opponent to kill what we're about to bring out, or we're setting up for a rank 10. His other effect is you can tribute a monster on the field and special summon him from grave. That's why I run 2. You know, you get ashed, like I said, or not ashed. You get called by the grave. It's no big deal because we have so many cards to recur things. We run 1 Ancient Gear Ballista. You know, get Gearbox. I haven't really used this other effect to make my cards 0, or make my opponent's cards 0, but you can do it. More power to you. That's it for our links, because deck is kind of doesn't rely on them. We run 1 Infinitrack River Stormer. He is our level 5. He lets us get a rank. He lets us get a machine monster from deck to hand, or we can send Bullet to grave if we want to. But we're usually adding Bullet with him. Or you can. His second effect is if this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 1 machine link monster, special summon this card in defense position, which doesn't really happen that often. I don't really go for it. Then we run the 1 Din Girsu because why not? Then we run the Phantom Fortress Interblavnir. Yeah, I don't know why I say the full names when everybody just calls it Phantom Fortress. But anyway, this is a turn 1 card because you want to banish your opponent's hand before they can even play. But you can do it in turn 2. Don't really matter. But I usually see myself going into this more turn 1 and turn 2. Then we run 2 Infinitrack Earth Slicers. It's funny because I've only played this deck a handful of times. and I didn't go into him at all. Like, he's a good card, but I didn't go into him at all. I did, however, go into my Cannon boys, the Super Dreadnought, Gustav Max. Then we went into Juggernaut Libby. It's weird that this is like cheap now. I didn't even know it got reprinted, so I'm a little sad because I bought it when it was full price. And then we run Super Dora, because we want to protect things. So, Torrential Tribute something, but, pop his effect to protect something, keep it on the field, Torrential Tribute, and then just go in for it. But the last rank 10 that we play, in place of Zeus, drumroll, is number 35, Ravenous Tarantula. Because he lets all your creatures gain attack equal to the life point difference. So you could have a rank or a level 4 on the field that is like 3,000 attack, because you can burn your opponent for 2,000. Do that automatically. This is at 2,000, and it's kind of like the Red Eyes card. I can't think the XYZ, where every time they use an effect, it burns them. Every time all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the difference between your life points and your opponent's. While this card has XYZ material on it, each time your opponent special summons a monster, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card. So that is my Zeus alternative, because honestly, there's so many decks that just crumble to that. It's dumb. You bait out negates and just go, hey, by the way, you can run Dark Ruler No More in here if you want, because it's a good side deck card, but main deck wise, for the version I'm going for, not too great. But he is disgusting and I love him. You can actually make him turn 1 and make like cannon, your cannon boys. That's how crazy this deck can be. I've done it. You just you do a lot of resource management with this deck, and if you can manage it right, you can make a board with these two on field. So burn, he automatically is at 2,000. Then you can go in for some damage, and he gains more attack along with everything else. So he's gonna be a 5,000 beat stick by himself. Then you have him with 6,000 without even detaching. You can basically go for game with Libby. But yeah, this is the deck. I might start doing test hands with decks again, because I noticed a lot of my test hand videos people were watching, and like I got a lot of feedback. Well, not a lot, but I got some feedback on them. So I'll probably do test hands. Let me guys know if you want that in the comments, because I feel like a test hand video with a deck list is kind of silly, because it's like I gotta speed through this because I don't want to have like a 30-minute video. And here we are going on 18 minutes. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Hope you enjoy the deck, and have a good day.